Hello again, you're still watching Joy News Prime, and I'm back to serve you with more business news. The Association of Ghana Industries, that's the AGI, says it is in partnership with investors from the European Union to improve gains on the economic partnership agreement.
Our relationship and our consents from our partnership with the EPA agreement. Well, we are basically saying that if we are not careful and we create the opportunity just for EU to bring their products here without us having enough to export back, we have a lot to lose. So rather, we are looking for partnership of EU companies coming to partner local companies to establish factories locally so that we will be able to increase our productivity and be able to export. So there's a lot going on, and we hope that at the end of it, before the implementation of this EPA, local companies will have a benefit to it.
I know the EU is also partnering with you on some other projects. I don't know if there's some in the pipeline that you can mention to us.
The other projects that we are working with the EU is supporting local companies to grow in terms of technical skill, in terms of making available credit, because that's one of the things I've been emphasizing. We need to have credit facility with concessionary loans from their banks to our local banks so that we can assess. If we're able to do that, there's a lot that Ghanaian companies start to gain, and we are working diligently on it.
What about the Continental Free Trade Agreement? Are we ready for it?
Continental Free Trade is another thing to talk about. As you know, that after today, Nigeria, even being the biggest market, have not signed or ratified it. We need to look at it. Even though Ghana is looking for the Secretariat to come here, I think at the end of it all, if we do not increase our productivity so that we can have products to export, we stand to lose. So at the same time, on the same level, we are still having government negotiations and talking to see how we can, of course, use this Continental Free Trade Agreement to better help export our products outside Ghana to African countries. So we are working on it.
What do you make of Ghana putting in the bid to host the Secretariat?
Well, hosting the Secretariat doesn't really guarantee you the market. It's just a matter of, and it's not even, the Secretariat is not going to be made up of only just Africans. It's just going to be one of the AU Secretariat. So it's really not going to bring us any benefits. What we are more important.
You think it will not bring business to the country?
How? It doesn't. Secretariat doesn't bring, rather you bring people here, but even though it can be, they are not going to spend their tax money here with you. So it doesn't do much. What we are most important to us as AGI or private sector is how we can use CFTA to create opportunities for businesses in Ghana. The Secretariat will have nothing to do. It's not going to help you to negotiate contracts in other countries. But basically, there's going to be an administrative office. So it really will not do much for us.
So that was president of the AGI, Edu Jemfi, who's been interacting with my colleague Ebenezer Sabote, and the Association of Ghana Industries actually saying they're into talks with investors from the European Union in order to increase Ghana's export to the EU market. This is part of initiatives by the association to expand its business operations on the back of the interim economic partnership agreement with the union. That was the president actually speaking to my colleague Ebenezer Sabote. Two other stories now. Government has set aside 100 million cedis towards improving water and waste management in the country. The Minister of Water and Sanitation, Cecilia Dapa, made this known at the opening of the Water Africa and West Africa Building and Construction Seminar in Accra. Charles Aite has more in this report.
The Water Africa and West Africa Building and Construction Seminar opened to players in water and sanitation management who engaged in talks on best ways to improve access to water and sanitation in Ghana. Speaking at the Water Africa and West Africa Building and Construction Exhibition, Sector Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Cecilia Abinadapa, explained government's preparedness to support innovative methods and products aimed at having a positive economic impact in the country.
Indeed, government has put funds where its loudest cries are, which is the water sector, both rural and urban. By the end of this year, government would have put loans totaling over 1 billion into the water sector. and the government needs to be commended for this.
Organizer of the event and Managing Director of ACE Event Management, Tracy Nolan Shaw, says international sanitation experts are exploring ways of channeling investment to Ghana's waste management. Speaking to Joy Business, she explained much success have been made in Ghana to deal with sanitation.
Well, as you know, the ministry only changed its name last year, so it was funny. I was just having a conversation with the minister, Cecilia, and we were saying in 1994, really, sanitation wasn't even considered. So the fact that you actually now have, on the front of your ministry, sanitation is first. It's going to take time, but the fantastic thing is that Ghana now realises that much more needs to be done, and it needs to be done now, really.
So far, the best advantage to these international experts is how to invest into the need for there to be sanity and as well investment opportunities in water delivery in the country. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business.
To other stories now, the Indian High Commissioner to Ghana, Berinder Sai, has expressed commitment to help with the adoption of solar energy for power generation at the country's airport. She was reacting to Aviation Minister Kofi Addo's comment that the huge sums of money is being spent on the cost of electricity at the country's various airports. The Indian High Commissioner, however, pledged his outfit's support and willingness to assist Ghana on the area of technical know-how to build solar energy for the airports.
According to the Minister for Aviation, India has been a pace setter in the areas of renewable energy with adoption of solar power at its Kochi International Airport in Kerala. On the back of this, the Minister for Aviation suggested Ghana could adopt the same technology to help cut down the high cost of utility at the various airports.
One area that stands out clearly that we are very excited about the matter of renewable energy, how to apply renewable energy to run the airports. Our cost here running the airports in terms of utility, particularly electricity, is quite exorbitant. I think for the Civil Aviation Authority alone, which is a relatively small part of the airport operations, we're paying over 2 million cedis a month for electricity. And for a smaller airport like Tamale Airport, we're paying nearly 80,000 cedis a month for electricity. Certainly, if you can get some collaborative ventures developed, perhaps through PPP or bill of and transfer arrangements or whatever, makes business sense and can save the cost of the utility. We use that to service the capital investment that would capture the sun and support us to keep the airport lit and operational and secure.
The topic came up when the Indian High Commissioner to Ghana paid a courtesy call on the Minister for Aviation. The High Commissioner in response noted his office was ever willing to support Ghana adopt the use of solar energy at its airports.
And I think we would be very happy to expeditiously process any proposal received for the solar energy installation at the various airports in Ghana. And the renewables is a thrust area for us, and since Ghana is also a founding member of ISC, I assured Honorable Minister that from our side there would be total support for this project, and we would be very happy to collaborate with Ghana in this particular area.
The adoption of renewable energy is a part of a global agenda for airports to become more energy sufficient and to reduce carbon emission. For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo reporting.
In commodity news tonight, crude oil traded at $66.51 a barrel, while cocoa sold at $1,413.13 an ounce. The update of the market is next in commodity news. That's all for business tonight with me, Sandra S. and I'm Afeni. You can get more news on our website, majoonline.com/business. Now,